used Gabriella and have given her some extra pieces so that you can layer up her skirt and her bangs, and then have the mask here that you can either put on her face if you actually want to dress her up that way, or just include it on the tag. Let me turn my camera around and I'll give you some tips on how I made this. So now I'd like to walk you through some of the steps on how I made Gabriella and the Day of the Dead tag. In your kits, you'll have a tag, you'll have banners, you'll have some things that you can fussy cut, her clothing, her little shoes, some flowers, and you'll note on some of the accent pieces, the flowers especially, and the mask, I kept a white border around just so it added a little extra pop on that. When I looked at this one, I didn't like how I had left the arm cut out with the outline with it. So I cut it out on this sample right here, as you can see. And an easy way to do that, instead of trying to take your scissors and poke into the center, is to just cut out a piece from her body. Lets you get your scissors in close to trim it out. And once you put her skirt or her top on, it's going to cover that and flatten it right out. So that's a little tip that you might want to try to get into some close spaces. In your package, you'll notice that you got 2 stamps of the hair and 2 stamps of the skirt. And the reason that we did that was so that you could layer up the hair. One piece is down flat, and then I put a little piece of chipboard here just to pop up the extra piece of the bangs with the headband right attached to it. And then all you need to do is take some glue, and I like to use the Nuvo Clear Drawing Craft Glue. It comes out in a tiny little line and dries quickly, but also gives you a little bit of play as you are putting your pieces down so that you can move it right where you want it. So there's her hair. Now on the skirt, one piece I put down flat, and the second piece I cut off just the ruffle and put a tiny piece of chipboard on the back to pop it up. And one thing I also like to do is, instead of inking the edges, when I'm using a digital print, I like to use just a Sharpie magic marker. It keeps the same shine that the print has in the digital printing, and really smooths out any irregularities that you might have with your cutting, and just gives a nice consistent outline all the way around. So after I've done that, I'm just going to take a little bit of glue and run it right on where the ruffle meets right here, and put down the second piece right there. That gives you a little bit of dimension. Once it dries, you could actually bend it up a bit more if you'd want to. The shoes, I used the same magic marker to color in her laces, and then added the colored shoe tops that are in your kit. So you can arrange this any way you want. The mask might go on her face if that's a look you'd like. I sized it to work that way. Or, as I did here, I just put it down at the bottom by the phrase saying right here. So here's Gabriella as Day of the Dead. Julie netting projects are a favorite at Hearts and Crafts, and I certainly miss our Saturday get-togethers where we made a project and did our exchanges, and hope we'll be able to bring those back in another way soon. Today, though, in our Create, Make, Take I have done a Julie Nutting in the Day of the Dead style. I used Gabriella and have given her some extra pieces so that you can layer up her skirt and her bangs, and then have the mask here that you can either put on her face if you actually want to dress her up that way, or just include it on the tag. Let me turn my camera around and I'll give you some tips on how I made this.